Petrochin has hemorrhaged hundreds of millions, one reason for its decision to close its refinery. Executives have chiefly blamed a high manpower bill and poor corporate governance for the hefty expenses and losses that are forcing the company to restructure. But TV6 has discovered at least one case where Petrochin may have allowed itself to lose millions of dollars. Petrochin Audits Department took 17 years to crack the scheme, which allegedly allowed a transport contractor to cart away hundreds of thousands of gallons in extra fuel right under Petrochin's nose. In a 56-page audit report dated July 23, 2018, Petrochin calls the alleged scheme larceny. The alleged culprit, C.R. Budusing and Sons Limited, CRB, a company hired by Petrochin to transport and distribute petroleum products from the Pointe-a-Pierre refinery. This is the tanker wagon owned by CRB Limited, showing storage capacity for 4 tanks. At first glance, anyone would assume that the space at the back is unusable. But that's where a 5th hidden compartment was discovered by Petrochin officials. The Petrochin report contends that this 575 US gallons of space was secretly filled with fuel every time the tanker was loaded. And where did that fuel end up? The Petrochin report believes it was quite likely being sold illegally. A loss to Petrochin calculated as an annual loss of $3.4 million at ex-refinery price. At the pump, that was magnified to $4.8 million. If, as the audit report suspects, this fraud was perpetuated over the duration of CRB's 17-year-old contract, the estimated losses to Petrochin was close to $60 million, almost twice the value of all the contracts CRB received from Petrochin. So what was the company's response to the allegations by its owner, Cecil Budusing? On October 29th, TV6 News spoke to Cecil Budusing via phone about the audit report that Petrochin had in its possession about allegations of fuel theft. He told us he had to speak with his lawyers and promised to get back to us after we left our number. On October 30th and 31st, we left other messages, and as well as on November 8th, but he had not responded. On November 8th, TV6 News met resistance when we attempted to film the compound from the outside. What's the problem?
Yeah, but listen.
What?
You can't do that.
No. I need public road.
But I need public road.
Okay. If you have any problems, just let me know. With C.R. Budusing unwilling to share their side of the story, Petrochin's audit raised several queries about their activities. How did one company allegedly manage to systematically pilfer millions of dollars in fuel? One deliberate choice, it seems, was to take advantage of a loophole in Petrochin's system of checks and balances. Every time this CRB tanker wagon loaded up with Petrochin's fuel products, it would go to the only Petrochin loading bay that doesn't have a meter to measure volume. At this facility called the Old Bay, it was more difficult to detect discrepancies between the volume of fuel CRB claimed to transport and the actual volumes. The reason why, according to the audit report, was there was no meters for comparison to the volumes using the calibrated certified dip rods. The verification process was poor, despite the fact that every tanker wagon had to undergo a complex process with several Petrochin personnel before being cleared to leave the Pointe-a-Pierre compound. Tanker wagon drivers dealt with permit clerks, gantry operators, a bond foreman, and a security officer, often more than once during the same process, yet the system was ineffective. Despite all those checks at Old Bay, weighing of road tanker wagons is not part of the normal procedure because the bay had no meter. But the pilferage required more than just taking advantage of a loophole. Petrochin's audit report alleges that several devices not easily visible to the eye were outfitted onto CRB's tanker wagons. A secret air valve leading into the hidden compartment, a hidden manway access point under grating, a hose at the bottom of the tanker connecting the hidden compartment to the adjacent 3rd compartment. That let the secret 5th compartment fill up discreetly by using fuel pumped into the 3rd compartment. The audit department indicated for years Petrochin's personnel have been inspecting this RTW TBE 774 with a hidden compartment and modifications without detection of this anomaly. At the end of June, when the Petrogen Board of Directors was taking stock of the company's future, the Internal Audit Department got a tip that sent them scrambling to crack down on this scam. According to the report, a manager passed on her suspicions to the internal audit via email, prompting an inspection the following day, June 28, 2018. Officials did this infrared scan over the back wheel of the CRB tanker wagon and found liquid present in an area that was supposed to be empty. A day later, Petrogen tried to inspect two other CRB tanker wagons and found similar hidden modifications. But it seemed there'd been hurried attempts to cover up evidence. The Petrogen report saying the hidden compartments in the other tanker wagons had been bolted and welded. In fact, one of the RTWs showed residual welding slag, suggesting that the welding was recently done, probably overnight. Internal audit believed that these road tanker wagons were modified by CRB after the incident, and it is possible that these RTWs were also previously utilized to store and conceal stolen fuel. The auditors further surmised that because the other two tanker wagons had hidden compartments but could not be included in the analysis, possible losses to Petrogen could be much higher. When Petrogen inspectors weighed the first CRB tanker wagon, it was 12,000 kilograms, even though it was registered to carry a tier weight of 9,470 kilograms. That meant the extra weight of 2,500 kilograms was unaccounted for, which officials say raised a red flag. On June 29th, one day after they discovered the hidden compartment, Petrogen issued a letter to CRB suspending their services for breach of contract. They also notified NP and Unipet that CRB tanker wagons would no longer be allowed on Petrogen's compound. Petrogen also held itself responsible for suffering years' worth of losses, with auditors writing, "Very little management action had been taken after numerous red flags were raised." Audit reports raised red flags as far back as 2006, but these concerns were not adequately addressed by management to prevent fraudulent acts. The report also highlighted possible bid manipulation in this long-standing contractual relationship, which began in 1999, where Petrogen's company estimate and CRB rates were both lower than market rates. The report insisted Petrogen management has to immediately take action and explain why action was not taken in the past. The report indicates there are random RTW audits for capacity, but are limited. This then leaves Petrogen to rely on the third-party inspection by International Marine Industrial Inspection Limited and NP to catch the problems. In this instance, all parties failed to pick up the hidden fuel compartment, and the report states the employees, particularly those involved with RTW inspections, should have been more vigilant in detecting the RTW modifications and other avenues for fuel theft. To prevent further leakage and losses, Petrogen's auditors directed that all RTW fillings at the unmetered bays are now being weighed before and after lifting. Petrogen auditors also directed the company to terminate the contract with CRB and seek redress in court and recover the estimated losses. An estimated $60 million in fuel never paid for, money that could have been contributed to a healthier balance sheet, now up in smoke. And with the refinery operations set to shut down at the end of November, one wonders how many of the schemes that remain uncovered could have contributed to the state entity bleeding.